Well, my first question is, what attracted you to this completely unique film?
Before I even read the script, I was attracted to the notion of working on the film because I'd seen Dogtooth, one of Yorgos's previous films, and I loved it. And I was disturbed by it and provoked by it. And so when I heard that Yorgos was making his first English language film, I was incredibly intrigued. And then I read the script of this. It was just so unusual, man. It was just such an awkwardness to it, and such a lack of convention to it. And it's a very extreme world and a very total world that's created, and it's both allegorical to things that happen and exist in the world around us, but also unrecognisable in its lack of conventionality. And but essentially I found it funny and moving, and just, you know, yeah, just the idea that it was as particular as it was, and that it was like nothing else I'd ever read, and being a huge fan of Yorgos's work, you know, I really wanted to be part of it.
Was the film very different in the finish to how you imagined when you saw the script? 'Cause
I couldn't imagine it.
Yeah.
Honestly, when I read the script, I couldn't imagine how this world could be rendered in a believable way, or how the audience or even the cast would find themselves going on a journey with it, where it wouldn't feel like a trick, where it wouldn't feel like just something that was extreme for the sake of extremity. I mean, I knew that would never be the case with a filmmaker as smart and as able and brilliant as Yorgos, but I couldn't imagine what it would look like or feel like. And then I started to see bits of it come together, the costumes being chosen for the men and for the women in the hotel, and then I got down to the hotel itself where we shot it and where it was set, and where we lived while we were shooting it, and I began to see the world take shape and take form, and but when I saw the film, I mean, I knew the script inside and out, but I was still kind of shocked by the audacity of it, you know.
Did you expect it to be as funny as it is?
I mean, it was a funny read, it really was, because a lot of the behaviour that the actors present in the film was kind of there on the page. I mean, it didn't say a person does this or pauses here or that, but it was kind of intrinsic to the way the writing was, because obviously we went off the writing and the behaviours were created as a result of that. So it was, I mean, it was a very funny read, and I mean, to watch Olivia Colman and Ashley Jensen and John C. Reilly, I mean, there's some funny stuff in it, man. So I wasn't shocked.
What's the reaction been like? I mean, I saw it 3 days ago and I'm still kind of processing everything.
That's cool. Yeah, I've talked to people who said the same, that it stayed with them and that it warranted consideration, and a couple of my friends said that they wanted to, because they were scratching their heads the first time and it was just a little bit too much of a leap into a world that they weren't prepared for, so they wanted to see it a second time. So that's lovely. Yeah, the reaction's been pretty good.
Yeah, were you kind of worried about how people might react? Because I guess it's one way it's impossible to second guess.
A little bit. I mean, I think in ways as well, it's as unusual a film as it is, it's a touch more simple than I may have given it credit for. But no, it's extraordinarily peculiar as well. I find it extraordinarily peculiar. But I think if you can find yourself dropping into the world and accepting the conventions of the world, which are anything but conventional and anything but usual, I think then the film works. But as I said, some of my friends want to see it a second time, not because they loved it so much the first time, but because they were scratching their heads.
Can you imagine yourself making an even more unusual film?
I don't think so. No.
Is this?
I think so. I think if it gets more unusual than this, because while it's a different style or a different sensibility, it's as unusual to me as, you know, a piece of work by David Lynch or by Charlie Kaufman, or it exists in a not dissimilar world to the uniqueness and otherworldliness of those filmmakers. And I think anything more unusual than this would run the risk of being unusual for the sake of being unusual, or a bit of a party trick, which I don't think this is, and to me anyway. So I can't imagine ever doing something stranger than this, you know.